Hello and welcome back to the 5th HUDMovies radio show. I am Jake, the social secretary, and sat opposite me is Phil.
Hello.
The president. We are going to be joined by a special guest who is just running a tiny bit late. So just as a little reminder, we are showing Goodfellas.
Yep.
At 2:30 down in OA313.
Free snacks.
Free snacks and drinks. And obviously if you want to bring your own food and snacks, by all means. What else did we have to remind people about?
We've got a Spider-Verse podcast next week.
Yes,
as well,
next week it's different. We're not going to be discussing movie opinions or films we've recently watched. Instead, what we're going to be doing is an hour-long special to the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
So, if anybody who is listening wants to contribute, either by all means, let us know. Drop us a message.
Social media.
Yeah, at HUDMovies on Facebook and Twitter, at HUDMovies HSU on Instagram, or HUDMovies at yahoo.com if you want to be old-fashioned.
Send an email.
And send us an email. And then next week as well, after the radio show, we're showing Pride for LGBT History Month. Details of that will follow, but obviously same time, same place next week, 2:30, OA313. And then the week after,
it'll be an international film. Yeah, so we're going to put up a poll next week.
We're going to put up a poll next week. We've got 4 shortlisted films. We're not going to say what they are because we want it to be a surprise for you.
We just want to let it go.
Let it go. Our guest that we were planning to have on this week seems to be a bit of a no-show. I mean, maybe he'll turn up a little bit later, but for now, for the 3rd time running, Kezia!
I'm back.
Kezia's back as a backup guest. Right, so, as always, first section, movies we've recently watched.
Yep.
Phil?
Yeah, I went to watch Sonic the Hedgehog at the weekend. It was actually alright, to be fair. It was okay. I mean, after they revealed the horrific design early last year, which was really scary.
It really was.
It felt like it was going to be a horror film, not a kid's film, like of how bad it was. They delayed it. It was supposed to release a bit earlier, but they redesigned Sonic, and I've got to say, it looks a lot better.
That's what Cats should have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they should have just cancelled Cats.
Yeah, or they could have just cancelled it. We already had a decent DVD version.
Yeah. It was. I do appreciate that they listened to fan opinion and changed it. It's good.
Power of fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
It did have some cringe moments, but it's a kids' film. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I do like how they played into nostalgia, so they had a lot of references to the games in there.
Yeah, wasn't it like the biggest opening for a video game movie ever, or something like that?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do think it was a popular film. So I don't think there was any other big films that weekend that were showing, other than Birds of Prey, which premiered the week before, so some people would have seen it. I was expecting it to be really cursed, but it wasn't. It was fine. It was what I expected. Well, not actually, it wasn't what I expected. It's what it should have been, and that's what it was. So Jim Carrey was really good in it. Like, he put in his best performance in years. Like,
he is very good.
Yeah, he played in his 90s style acting, and not his weird acting afterwards, if you know what I mean, where he went a little bit strange for a while.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
There was double layer jokes, so you could, adults could get one part of the joke, and then kids could get another part of the joke.
That's what I love. I think that's what makes a good family film, when it's actually for the whole family, not just for the kids.
I think it was a good idea them releasing the film like this, because obviously a lot of the people that played Sonic growing up would have gone to see this. There was surprisingly a lot of adults in the cinema, not just parents,
people
like
wanting
me.
To go.
Me and my friends were going just to watch it.
I mean, I never played Sonic.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried.
But I loved it. I thought it was really good. They've set it up for a sequel as well, so it'll be interesting. It's not no masterpiece, but it's just
not every film has to be a masterpiece.
Exactly.
I think is the thing.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's all that matters.
I was entertained, and that's what it was set out to do. So
yeah,
it was good.
Right. Well, because it was Valentine's Day on Friday, I thought I would attempt to watch a romantic comedy. Not a genre of film that I enjoy at all. Not a genre of film that is particularly any good either, in my opinion. But a friend recommended that I should watch Crazy Rich Asians.
I've heard about it.
And I watched it, and I really loved it. Again, because considering it's a rom-com, I really enjoyed it. You had great cast members. You had Michelle Yeoh, who I absolutely love. Gemma Chan.
Oh, she's good.
Henry Golding. It was his first ever film role. Henry Golding. He was the lead actor in it. He was a travel agent before that.
That's really strange. That's very odd.
Awkwafina was in it, or Aquafina.
I've heard of that name. Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce her name?
I don't know who it is. But
okay.
Yeah.
But she was amazing in it. Ken Jeong.
Oh yeah. It's off Hangover, isn't it?
Off Hangover. He cameos.
Oh, that's good.
And it is just it's a very heartwarming film. Very heartwarming messages in it, and it is one as well. It showed that films, by Asian-led casts can be successful. I think it was the most successful rom-com in a decade.
Wow. That's very interesting. Considering the amount of rom-coms that have like star names attached to them.
I know, and then you have,
and then you see most people wouldn't have heard of these actors because
I think it just goes to show that it's not about whether it's a big name or not. It's about the actual content of the film itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree. And also the fact that it wasn't, boy meets girl type film. The film starts out with them already being a couple.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's about so he's the son of Michelle Yeoh's character. So Henry Golding is the son of Michelle Yeoh's character, and they are the Crazy Rich Asians. Very rich.
I see.
And Constance Wu, she's from TV shows like Fresh Off the Boat, and she's an American economics professor, but she doesn't know that he's rich, but it's him bringing her home to go to a cousin's wedding. I think he's the best man, and then obviously it's just sort of hijinks about meeting the family, them not approving of her because she's not from a well-off family.
I might have to check that out because it sounds really good.
It is really good, and there is an amazingly. I mean, I don't play mahjong. I don't know.
I love a good game of mahjong.
Yeah, do you play mahjong?
I do.
Yeah, there is an amazing scene in there with mahjong where
brilliant.
She deliberately throws a hand to prove that she's not after the money. It's very metaphorically charged.
Oh yeah.
It's a very clever scene, and it's a very lovely film. Also, just the jewellery that Michelle Yeoh's character wears, it's her own jewellery. So that massive emerald is from her own collection.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Yeah. So no, I would definitely, if like me, you don't like romantic comedies, or even if you do, watch it. Because it's an amazing film. They are making a sequel because it's based on a book. It's a trilogy of books. They're shooting the second and the third one back to back.
All right.
Most of the cast have signed on to return, which is great.
That's certainly interesting. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kezia?
Well, last week with the LGBTQ network, not society, they are different things, we watched Professor Marsden and the Wonder Women. And I mean, warning for sex and nudity and some swearing, I think. So if you're not into that, maybe steer clear. But
or that whole
that scene.
That scene. But I didn't know how I was going to feel about it at first. I'm not a huge DC fan to begin with. I don't know a lot about Wonder Woman, and sorry, the whole film is about like the guy who wrote Wonder Woman and his wife and their lover. There was sort of a what do you call polyamorous? That's the one. I was trying to think of a word for like a relationship with three people, and there is one. So yeah, I mean, there were some times when it was quite awkward. I won't lie.
Yeah, it was.
But that scene.
It was very strange.
Yes, it was very strange, but it was also really, I loved it. I thought it was a really great film, and it taught me a lot of things that I didn't know about like how Wonder Woman started.
That's good.
And I did find a lot of enjoyment in it, even if it was having a laugh at some things that I thought were a bit strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're all right with seeing a few boobs and some uncomfortable scenes, go for it. It was actually great fun. I was very surprised by it.
I love it when you watch biographical films that you learn a lot from. You realise you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know that
I don't know whether I enjoyed the film more or your running commentary.
This is why I don't show up to many Film Society events.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I like to have a bit of a commentary going.
Fair play.
Fair play. Yeah. So, that was the movies that we have recently watched segment. So, back by popular demand?
No.
Or maybe just my demand.
Yeah.
The unpopular movie opinions segment. So, my unpopular opinion this week is that the Captain America trilogy is the worst trilogy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films.
All right, okay.
They just don't engage me as much as the other ones do. The first Avengers, so the first Captain America film, has to be one of the worst solo outings in the MCU as well.
I would argue there.
You think so? I really enjoyed it.
No, it has to be one of the weakest entries in the MCU.
Wow.
That was how I got into the MCU, because it was after I'd watched Logan for the first time.
Yeah.
I was completely emotionally distraught. And my dad said, hey, there was this Captain America film on TV. I've put record on it. Do you want to watch it? And I was like, yes, please. And I loved it, but I do agree with you that the others they didn't get the same.
Not even Civil War.
Oh, the only reason Civil War's any good is because
it's basically Avengers.
It is.
You know, and it's got Iron Man in it, and the more interesting side character. Captain America also isn't a very interesting character to me.
No, I get that.
He's just too truth, justice in the American way. That is a very bad American accent. I do apologise.
It was dreadful, But I do get what you're saying. He is very sort of like stereotypical superhero kind of.
You know, I prefer the more.
In a way, that's why I like him.
Yeah, well, you're just wrong.
We're all allowed our opinions on Steve Rogers.
We are.
No, I like.
Yeah.
I like how he's just very American and stuff like that, because that's him. That's Captain America. That's the point of him.
I know, but I prefer a bit more of a morally grey-esque character.
Fair play.
You know, someone.
Yeah, they do tend to be a lot more fun to watch.
You know, Iron Man, Black Widow, Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
You know, the more sort of, well, you know, I could monologue you to death and then let you beat me in a fight, but honestly I'm just going to shoot you in the face.
Did you not find the Winter Soldier good either?
The Winter Soldier was only good because of Sam Wilson and Natasha Romanoff. I'm
just in love with Bucky Barnes, to be honest.
Same. But no, also it was just very, the evil thing is just Nazis. Whereas Iron Man 3 had more of a political message.
I would argue that is still a political message with the Nazis.
It is. No, but I
think... There's these neo-Nazis about.
Yeah, no, but I think the fact that Iron Man 3's political message of the war on terror is just an excuse for American billionaires to get richer.
It's a more complex message.
Is a more complex, relevant. More interesting, more relevant message than just, the government's been taken over by Nazis and that gives us all an excuse because we didn't know who was good and who was bad. You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So, Iron Man and Iron Man 3 are much more politically and socio-politically impactful to me than the Captain America trilogy. And like I said, Civil War was only good because of...
It was basically the Avengers.
It was basically Avengers 2.5.
I didn't actually like Civil War all that much. I think that was the point where I started to think, you know what?
I think that's the point.
It's getting a bit too much now.
When you look on social media as well, around the time of Civil War is when the MCU fandom started to get aggressive. You know? There were the battle lines drawn, and sure, they played on it with the Team Cap versus Team Iron Man with Civil War, but I think it's a goddamn movie, people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah, we're saying this while doing a podcast about films.
I know, but like we're not setting up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm only joking.
The only thing we get angry and hate on is cats. And that's completely valid, because anyone who doesn't hate cats, I'm going to murder you. And Raylo, but that's also valid.
Cats and Raylo.
Anything else, fair game.
Fair game. You know, just take a chill pill, people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesus. You see some of these ridiculously horrible things that people say about the characters.
I know, it's awful.
And you're just like,
they're only characters.
They've
been written for it.
You know, like, and then you see people like in the replies to the actors' tweets, like, why did you do this? And you're like,
I think that's absolutely disgraceful. People don't understand the difference between the actor and the character.
Yeah.
Like, they can only do what they've been told to do. You know, they don't often get a lot of input.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. did, but that's because it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's a very rare case. I mean, in acting, if you're going into films, then it's very rare that the actor has too much input on what's actually happening.
You know, I dare someone to tell Robert Downey Jr. you have to do this when he doesn't want to do it. You know, but I think that's why. I mean, we could loop this around to the Star Wars prequels. Why the quality of the acting and the writing is so bad in the first two is that obviously it's George Lucas. You know, genius filmmaker who created the original trilogy, had complete free reign, and the three actors, the mains, weren't that well established.
And also I heard that they didn't actually get all that much direction from George Lucas when it came to the more like emotional aspects of things. Like they got the physical stuff, like, okay, here you go there.
Have you heard the story from Carrie Fisher about, I think it was on the set of A New Hope, when George Lucas lost his voice, her, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford wrote out cue cards that just said more from the top, and like with more feeling, and just gave them to him so that he could still direct. That's basically all he said.
That's great. I love that.
So I'm getting sidetracked. Captain America. So yeah, that's me. I could go on and on and on, as I always can, about why he is a boring character as well. And in all honesty, why he should have been the one to die in Endgame and not Iron Man.
It would have made more sense than what they actually did with him in the end.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is coming from someone who's quite big on Captain America, because he was my introduction to the MCU.
I mean, that's fair.
His trilogy is about learning to let go of the past.
Yeah.
And also there was that whole thing, I can't remember for the life of me which film it was in, but when, I think it was Winter Soldier, when he meets old Peggy.
Yeah.
And she basically says, you know, like, don't feel bad for me. I had a great life. I had a lovely husband and children. And then at the end of Endgame, for him to go back, it was very jarring.
It was, and be like, psych, you're marrying me now, Peggy.
Yeah, it did make me quite uncomfortable. I won't lie. It felt so backwards.
It should have been, and I am genuinely not just saying this because I wanted Iron Man to survive Endgame. It would have been a lot more impactful if Captain America had died.
It would have been,
And I think we've discussed this, you know.
I thought he was going to die. I thought
in the 1v1 where he's wielding Thor's hammer, Mew Mew, or however you pronounce it. Mjolnir.
Yeah.
When he against Thanos, if Thanos had like mortally wounded him, and then like the portal scene still happened the exact same way, that has to be one of the best scenes in MCU
because also
history.
wasn't there this whole thing where, like, because of the serum, isn't it something like Steve is basically immortal, and like he can't actually die or age or anything?
Yeah.
And then Endgame just like, oh, well, we're not paying attention to that anymore.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
But no, so, you know, the portal scene happens the exact same way, and then Avengers Assemble are Steve's last ever words before he dies.
Yeah.
Like, come on, imagine how much more impactful that would have been.
Yeah, really
that would have been fantastic.
They were, like, fighting...
Yeah.
Wow.
I might not have ugly cried in the cinema quite so much.
Yeah, when Iron Man died.
Yeah.
It took me by surprise. I was just like, what?
I was like, the minute they introduced Morgan, his daughter, I was like, he's dying. I was like, he's going to die.
Yeah.
I hoped he wouldn't. But I was like, yeah, he's going to die.
Yeah.
We have completely got sidetracked on that one, haven't we?
We do this a lot.
We do this a lot, yeah. Kezia, what was your unpopular opinion?
I think it's something I've touched on before a few times, probably, to anyone who's known me for more than 5 seconds. Thor Ragnarok. It just wasn't as good as everyone likes to make out it was. Like, from like a cinematic standpoint, yes, beautiful film, all these lovely colours and everything, but in the context of the other Thor films, it was very jarring. And, you know, I am a very big Thor fan. I feel like I'm saying this for everyone now, but Thor is hands down my favourite Avenger. And it was just very strange. I was very excited to go and watch it because, yeah, you know, the first 2 Thor films, they have their moments.
Yeah.
You know, they're a bit cheesy. They're a bit cliche. They're a bit done. But that was part of what I loved about it. And then Ragnarok comes along, and it feels like a bit of a kick in the face. I was sat there so confused, and it was so funny. And I have nothing against comedy. Let me just say that now. I feel like Avengers works when it's got those little jokes in, but I felt the comedy overtook it.
The comedy is something that you expect more in the Ant-Man films, maybe.
Yeah.
Than Thor.
Yeah, Thor is generally it feels a lot more serious, and also it was so comedic that I didn't feel tense for 1 minute watching it.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have a big bad villain who's killing people left, right and centre, you should feel a bit tense. You know, you want to root for your characters. You want to believe that this is this hard, impossible fight, but they're somehow going to come out of it. And I had none of that. I forgot that there was even a villain because we spent the entire film making jokes. And yes, a lot of those jokes were fun. You know, it wasn't the jokes themselves. It was just that I feel like the ratios were way off, and it really took me out of it.
Okay. Well, I basically, for me, I really enjoyed it, but I can understand.
No hate on anyone who does.
Yeah, I can understand.
I do enjoy Thor Ragnarok.
That's fair.
But comparing it to the other 2 films,
yeah, I feel like if you treat it as a standalone, sure, but when it's within that Thor trilogy, it just doesn't fit right, and it made me kind of stressed.
It's one of my favourite Marvel films.
That's fair.
But that's I don't know. It's just I don't have a clue, to be honest. Like I just really enjoyed it.
I mean, this is coming from someone where their favourite Marvel film is the first Thor film.
Yeah.
So
Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't beat the original.
I really liked Ant-Man as well.
Ant-Man was good.
Yeah, I mean, I do confess I've not actually seen it.
How can you not watch Port Road?
Well, there's so many films to keep track of now. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm a university student.
If you're not, you know, like me or Phil, maybe, who's watched them pretty much all in the cinema. When they've all been released, then I think you are having a troublesome time trying to catch up.
It's hard to catch up with so many of them.
It is, and they're churning them out so quickly now.
It's like every few months,
I give up now. I had my time with Marvel. It was lovely, but I think it's time for us to go our separate ways.
We've got three movies coming out in 2020. We've definitely got Black Widow and Eternals.
What's the other one?
Is it Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
we've got at least 2 films and then 2 MCU Disney Plus series coming out.
Oh, you know what? Though I really think the Thor one, not the Thor, the Loki one looks really good.
It does.
Yeah, I will be watching that one.
Yeah.
I'll be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That'll be it. After the Loki series, I'm done.
Come on, Kezia, you're going to be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, aren't you?
Even though I don't like.
No.
Not even for Bucky Barnes.
No, because I feel quite upset with the ending of Endgame because I think Bucky should have had the shield.
I completely agree.
Because he's been with Steve since the start.
I completely agree.
I I quite like Sam getting the shield, to be fair, but I can see where you're coming from. Maybe that's one we'll do in a couple of weeks. Let's not get sidetracked. Because we're going to be burning through too many of these unpopular opinions. Full of them, yeah. So, Phil, you didn't manage to come up with one this week.
I don't want to come up with one just for the sake of it.
So no, that's fair. Yeah. So maybe in future it might just be one of us has an unpopular opinion that we all discuss.
Yeah.
Or two, or all of us.
You never know.
I mean, with the tendency to ramble on about things.
One is probably more than enough.
Yeah.
I get that.
So now, upcoming movies. Phil?
Yeah, so there's a new film coming out in the UK. It was released in the US earlier, but it's getting released in 2 weeks. It's called Dark Waters. It's like a drama / thriller. It's a real story, starring Mark Ruffalo, who he's playing a defence attorney that's trying to take down a company that's been polluting the water in the US. And it was responsible for a lot of deaths in the 80s, I think.
Oh, is it the Gulf oil spill?
No. It was a few decades back, I think. But it's had really good reviews. Like Mark Ruffalo's performance is really.
He is a very good actor.
Yeah, it looks really good, and I'm gonna go watch it when it comes out because I really like true stories. And stuff like that. So if you want to go watch it, then go ahead because
I know there's a film like that. 20 years ago, Pelican Brief it was called, if you've ever heard of it. It's based on a John Grisham book, and it's Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington, it's sort of a similar premise, oil spill, but it's affecting pelican life in a certain thing, and then this billionaire oligarch kills people to hide the fact that it's basically his fault that the pelicans are dying, and so that this report can't go public. It's a really good film. I think it was Stanley Tucci's first role, or one of his first roles as well.
Right. That's interesting.
So he's great, isn't he?
He's good.
He's got such range.
He does. He's always in one more film than you can remember. You know,
he's everywhere you go, isn't he?
I completely forgot he was in the first Captain America.
You did?
I did. Well, yeah, because I've not watched it for ages.
Because I don't like it.
Because I hate it. But I forgot he was in that, and also Jack the Giant Slayer.
Oh God.
Hunger Games.
No. I mean, everyone knows he was in the Hunger Games, but I could be thoroughly embarrassing myself and getting him completely confused. I haven't watched this film in a while. The Lovely Bones.
Yes, I think.
I'm pretty sure that was him, but I've not seen it in years.
he got an Oscar nomination for it.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah. God, honestly, he was terrifying in that.
I've not seen it before, so I need to watch it.
I do recommend it, honestly.
No, I'm fairly adamant that he got an Oscar nomination for. Nominated for one Oscar. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role, Stanley Tucci for The Lovely Bones.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Wasn't it?
I always get him confused with Mark Strong sometimes.
I mean,
that's fair.
It was Peter Jackson that directed it as well, Lovely Bones.
I was thinking, is he in Kingsman? No, he's not.
No. There's going to be a film where they're both in, and you're just going to get completely confused.
No.
I look forward to that.
Maybe there already has been a film.
Yeah.
Probably.
You never know. They're both in a load of films.
Yeah, I just think of there's comparisons between both of them online.
Yeah,
people say anyone noticed that they're basically the same person.
I mean, we could see, couldn't we, on IMDb? You can do that cast between two films, or if they've overlapped.
I'm not entirely sure.
Let me just Google this. IMDb projects that actors.
No, this is bothering me now.
Yeah,
this is bothering me now. He's in the Kingsman. The one that's
Stanley Tucci.
the one that's the prequel to the Kingsman films.
God,
brilliant.
But wait, am I just confusing myself? Is he actually in Kingsman? I don't know. I'm going to check.
Oh God,
because I'm getting stressed out now.
Multiple people called Mark Strong on IMDb. That's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird.
Yeah, he's in Kingsman. So Stanley Tucci and Mark Strong have been in the same universe of films.
I feel like my head's going to explode just thinking about it.
Okay, so according to IMDb, they haven't collaborated on anything yet.
So I wonder why.
Maybe because
we wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
And also Andy Garcia, if you've ever heard of Andy Garcia.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
He
no.
looks like them as well. He looks.
Oh no, I don't like.
Look,
no.
I'm just going to get it up.
Oh,
Just to
how
confuse Phil.
about have this great film where the three of them are like triplets?
Or they just they play the same role, but you can never tell who it is.
Yes.
No, wait. This is no. I don't like this. Stop.
Look,
No.
there we go.
I don't like this. No.
This is uncomfortable to look at. I won't lie.
Because obviously you can't see what we're looking at right now. If you just go onto Google and type in Mark Strong, Andy Garcia, Stanley Tucci,
no.
it's like the first result, and it is actually
Doppelgangers.
quite scary.
It is.
Look at that one.
Yeah, that's all three of them.
That is,
I mean, there's that saying that everyone has 7 doppelgangers in the world.
Yeah. We
I
found
mean,
3 of them, which we found
Yeah,
out
yeah. I mean, like I always believed it, but now that I've actually seen it, it's quite unnerving.
Yeah, it is. It's a little strange.
It is a little strange.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so my film that I'm looking forward to, it's not coming out until June, but still looking forward to it. Wonder Woman 1984. The sequel to 2017's
Still not
Wonder
seen
Woman.
it. It's always been something I've been meaning to watch, but I just haven't.
It is
watched
it is a great film. Easily, well, I've not seen Birds of Prey yet, but the best DC movie.
When I went to watch
that
Birds of
I've
Prey, it looks really good. And
Yeah.
I do like the cast. I like how Pedro Pascal's
Pedro
in it,
Pascal,
'cause I love
Chris
all of it.
Pine's back. Woohoo! I love Chris Pine.
He's back.
Obviously, Gal
he in
Gadot.
the-
He's in the first
Yeah,
one.
alright, I
I
see.
don't want to spoil it for you if you've not seen it. Then
No.
Gal Gadot obviously is back.
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright, yeah. Oh, is she back?
Oh, well, it says here that she is.
Interesting. 'Cause she was in the first one. Kristen Wiig. Was it Kirsten
Oh, yeah.
Wiig?
Yeah. I know,
I never know how to pronounce the first name.
I mean, with a name like 1984, is this going to be a little bit Orwellian? Or
You never know.
is that just me making
be-
connections where there are
Yeah,
none?
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see if it was. Because
Yeah.
I don't know how we'd do that with Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah, you never know.
I feel like it'd be cool.
I feel like it would be cool.
It'd be
Yeah.
a good
Wonder Woman
mashup.
beating up
If it works.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
You can tell I've not read 1984 in a while. can't you? I'm like, Big Brother character. The only one I can remember is Winston, but obviously he's the
Winston.
protagonist.
Yeah.
But
It's
no,
not necessarily about the story; it's how it made you feel.
Yeah, like
that
you know,
made
the
me-
first one. It
Don't
had-
get any Google Home or anything, because that
Yeah,
was not an instruction manual, guys.
Yeah,
Stop
I always
inviting the
tell-
government into your house.
I mean,
It's like
we
when
all
you
have Android phones,
Yeah,
don't we?
no,
Or
I've got an
iPhones.
iPhone.
Or iPhones.
I've got an iPhone.
Yeah, we're basically
Remember-
getting listened to
yeah.
anywhere.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
My dad's got an Alexa.
this-
I can't go there anymore.
Yeah. Wait, is your dad listening to us now? Because if so, Alexa, buy me. No. Do you remember that story though when
We
it
just
was a
triggered
thing?
a lot of people's Alexas.
Yeah, both the people that are listening to us have had their Alexas triggered. No, but you don't remember that thing?
Yeah.
It was like a year or so ago where people would say, like on TV, Alexa, buy me
Yeah.
more jewellery. And then it was being ordered because they thought the
Yeah.
Alexa was telling them to order.
Mr. Robot had a few Lex scenes in it because it's a little bit of product placement.
I mean,
It's on
those
Amazon.
those things are always listening. They're never actually off because
No.
they have to listen for the command signal. Like, I mean, yeah, sure. How much are you comfortable the government hearing?
I was in the kitchen once with my flatmates and I was talking about football and it just butted in. It just joined in the conversation. Like, oh yeah, this match is on tomorrow. I was like, I wasn't asking you if there's any matches.
Yeah.
Stop listening to me.
Forgive me for wanting some good old-fashioned privacy.
Yeah.
I am going to be living in a hobbit hole. If you want to contact me, don't.
Fair enough. So that it was the upcoming movies that we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
So the new Bond theme, Phil. What do you think of it?
I felt absolutely nothing at all when I listened to it. Not saying it's a bad song. I just didn't really enjoy
I think
it.
the more I listen to it, the
Yeah.
less I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, fair
to be
enough,
honest, I think
yeah.
the first time I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty good. This is a pretty good song."
Yeah.
And then the longer I listen to it, the more I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, like it's not bad for like a bit of background music if you just want to sort of chill.
I love the backing track to it.
Yeah. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it though.
I'm more of a fan of like You Know My Name and the one that
Skyfall.
Yeah, Skyfall as well. That was good.
Skyfall is
I love
still
Skyfall.
That had a spectacle part.
Skyfall is still the best Daniel Craig Bond theme.
Yeah.
And possibly the second best Bond theme of all time.
What's the first?
Goldfinger.
Live and Let Die.
Ooh, that's a good shout actually.
Live and Let Die is very good.
Yeah.
That is very Bond.
Very Bond. But still, Goldfinger, old Shirley Bassey belting it. Yeah. That's what you need for a Bond theme.
Yeah.
Is you need a big voice.
You need a strong voice.
That's why I love You Know My Name, Chris Cornell, because he has a brilliant
and
vocalist.
Like, Billie Eilish is singing in this. Like, yeah, sure, it's nice. But
it's not Bond.
No, it hasn't got that strength. It hasn't got that belting.
No,
it's just sort of chill.
She manages to towards the end, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. If she'd managed to do that for the whole song, then
So I actually like Billie Eilish. I think she's quite talented. I actually like her music, but I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it.
Like I've said before, I've only ever heard Bad Guy, and now this. Of hers, and then her performance at the Oscars, which was decent, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she did a really good job of that. Yeah, it was really good.
Right, so that was we should have introduced that properly. As we're now on the movie news section.
Yeah.
But that implies that we plan these things. We do, to be honest. But
Batsuit
vaguely.
The new Batsuit test.
The new Batsuit test was released.
I couldn't see it.
You couldn't. Well, you needed to turn the brightness. No, it was very dark. But also,
I felt like I was watching that last season of Game of Thrones again. I was just squinting at my screen like, what's happening?
I watched it.
Where's the Starbucks coffee cup?
I watched it live. So I didn't have that problem. But I know what you mean.
I think it's a great Batsuit from what we've seen of it.
Yeah.
I know some people have messed around with the brightness on Twitter, so now you can actually see it properly. But no, I think it's really good. The bat symbol, however, is really interesting because it's been confirmed that it's made from a gun, from a pistol.
Oh,
the bat symbol, and there is a very strong fan theory, and it's something that Batman does in the comics, is that it's made from the pistol that killed his parents. It's made from the gun that killed his parents.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very subtle, but also very like.
It does happen in the comics. That happens. He melts the gun down and adds it to the bat symbol. There's some sort of line of it hurt people, so now it's going to protect me and never hurt anyone again. So it'll be really, really interesting.
I think this could be a good film.
I think he could be one of the best Batman.
He's a talented actor.
He is a very talented actor.
He had a bad reputation from Twilight, didn't he?
Did you hear his
He
quote?
hated Twilight every minute of it.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Same.
Did you hear what he said, though? He was asked in an interview, so this is the question. The question was, you were saying earlier that we should be sceptical of any actor who wants to play the hero, and yet here you are playing Batman. And then Robert Pattinson said, Batman's not a hero, though. He's a complicated character. I don't think I could ever play a real hero. There's always got to be something a little bit wrong. I think it's because one of my eyes is smaller than the other one. What is up with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Twilight broke him.
But
have you ever seen the behind-the-scenes shots of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire? And he looks like he's really enjoying himself. He's so full of life. He's laughing. And then once Twilight begins, he just looks like he wants to die.
In Good Time, I felt like he was playing himself. When he was running around, rushing around, dead stressed out and angry all the time.
And so he does make good points. I'm not going to read the quote out properly because it does have a swear word in it. But
can't have those.
No, I always say about people doing method acting, you only ever see people doing method acting when they're playing a horrible character. That was the swear word. I've covered for it.
And these people don't even know what real method acting is. Coming from a drama student, you're wrong.
And then he says, you never see someone just being lovely to everyone going, I'm really deep in character.
I do that.
Yeah. And just, he is just a really funny person. You know?
Yeah.
He did a Reddit Ask Me Anything. Someone asked him, "Do you ever think about joining social media?" And he said, "Only in dark moments." You know, he
gets it.
He gets it. He was asked what his favourite chick flick was, and he said Chicken Run.
He was in one of my favourite things about him was he was in a picture with Beyonce, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Death Grips.
No.
They're like a very strange experimental hip-hop band, and they're very, I
think I've heard of them.
Yeah. The only hip-hop band I've heard of is Black Eyed Peas, so...
Yeah, I see. He's in a picture with Beyonce and them, and they're all just looking really serious, and it's just one of my... that picture should never have happened. It has no place.
He said, if he was king of the world, he'd ban boring people and play the Spice Girls.
That's valid.
And then he said that the Twilight Saga soundtracks were quite ahead of their time. Which, to be fair, the soundtracks were good. Like
the music songs.
Yeah, I mean, I have liked a few songs and then later learned they were in the Twilight soundtrack and I've been like, what?
Yeah. And then
not this one.
When he was in that Netflix film, is it The King or something?
Yeah, he did that weird French accent. Funny.
But he said he hadn't figured out his character until he saw hair and makeup photos of his co-star, Lily Rose Depp, who was cast as the royal ingenue, and he was like, I want to play a princess too, and that's why he ended up with the long honeyed locks look.
That's brilliant.
Oh, right, okay. Interesting.
Everyone can be a princess.
Yeah, everyone
Gender
can be a princess.
is fake. Do what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, and then we should as well be getting the camera test for Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman soon. Fingers crossed. Zoe Kravitz is an she actress.
She is.
Yeah, so I'm very interested to see Colin Farrell and Paul Dano as... is there another villain or is it just them three?
It's meant to be like a mishmash.
Yeah.
You know, and just to be pedantic, Catwoman's more of an anti-hero. Not to be pedantic.
Oh, I see. But yeah, she can play both.
She can play both, but like she ends up in pretty much all... iterations as a love interest.
Yeah, fair.
I'd be interested to see. Michelle Pfeiffer is still the best Catwoman for me from Batman Returns, but I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
It's bad that I haven't seen Batman Returns. I've seen the first
Batman
one.
Returns is probably the best Batman movie so far.
I think the only thing I've ever seen Michelle Pfeiffer in is I swear she was in Hairspray.
Yes, she was.
That's all I've seen her in.
She you think Batman Returns is better than The Dark Knight?
Yes, I do. I think the Dark Knight trilogy is overrated. That's an unpopular opinion for another time.
I am interested.
I feel like that's always said a few times every week.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
We've got a bank of them.
I have a bank of them.
That is going to be one I'm very.
I'm going to have to start listening back to the shows and be like, oh yeah, that's the unpopular opinion I'm going to be talking about. And then just very quickly, the new Bill and Ted movie. There's been a photo, first look released.
Keanu Reeves is
Keanu
back.
Reeves, I know.
Yeah.
James Gunn's got 2 more DC movie ideas after his Suicide Squad movie.
Oh.
They're letting him make films after Suicide Squad?
No, he didn't make the first one.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say...
He's the Guardians of the Galaxy director, and he's making the new one, the reboot, reimagining.
Right.
However you want to call it, retcon, basically ignoring it.
I like to ignore it as well.
Yes, don't all of us. And then, the Safdie brothers teaming up for they've got a TV series coming on the way.
They're good.
And I would say that is enough movie news.
Yeah.
For now. Mm-hmm. So all that's left to do is say thank you for Kezia for standing in for our guest.
It's alright, I love to help.
We've just been told
thanks very much.
Thought the radio show was on a Friday. So we'll be having him on another time for definite. Don't forget that next week, obviously, it's a special.
And it's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, yeah. Milo. It's a Wednesday 1 till 2. It will purely be on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Okay. So if you want to come on and chat about it, feel free. If you're not comfortable doing it live on air, you can drop us a message. We can pre-record your segment for definite.
Or even if you don't want to speak, if you submit what you want to say.
Email messages what you want to say, and either myself, Phil, whoever else ends up coming, will read it out for you on air.
Goodfellas. Also the building, floor free.
In 32 minutes, looking at the time on the computer. So thank you very much. So it's goodbye from Kezia.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Phil.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.